Your Excellency, Prime Minister, representatives from the government, from the diplomatic corps, my dear brothers and sisters. His name was Jorge Mario Bergoglio. He was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina on the 17th of December 1936, the son of Italian immigrants. His father, Mario, was an accountant employed by the railways, and his mother, Regina, was a committed wife dedicated to raising their 5 children. He graduated as a chemical technician, worked as a janitor and as a door guard. And then he chose the path of the priesthood, entering the diocesan seminary of Villa Devoto and later the novitiate of the Society of Jesus to be ordained a priest on the 13th of December 1969. The Archbishop of Buenos Aires at that time, Cardinal Quaracino, wanted him as a close collaborator. So on 20 May 1992, Pope John Paul II appointed him as titular Bishop of Auca and auxiliary Bishop of Buenos Aires. On the 27th of May, he received the episcopal ordination and chose as his episcopal motto, Miserando atque eligendo, meaning, after being shown mercy, he was chosen. And on his coat of arms, he inserted the symbol IHS of the Society of Jesus. On the 3rd of June 1997, he was raised to the dignity of Coadjutor Archbishop of Buenos Aires and became the Metropolitan Archbishop after Quaracino's death in 1998. After only 3 years, on the 21st of February 2001, Pope John Paul II made him a cardinal. He asked the faithful and his family not to come to Rome to celebrate his creation as cardinal, but rather to donate to the poor what they would have spent on the journey. Following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI in 2013, he was elected Supreme Pontiff on the 13th of March 2013. And he chose Francis as his papal name in honor of Saint Francis of Assisi. Again, he asked his family and the faithful of Argentina not to come to Rome to celebrate his election as Pope, but to donate what they would have spent on the journey to the poor. As a priest and bishop, Pope Francis used to say, "My people are poor, and I am one of them." This explains his decision to live in an apartment and cook his own supper. He always advised his priests to show mercy and apostolic courage and to keep their doors open to anyone. The worst thing that could happen to the church, he would say, is spiritual worldliness, which means being self-centered. Pope Francis says the church's shepherds must have the smell of the sheep, always staying close to the people of God. And when he spoke about social justice, he calls people first and foremost to pick up the catechism again and rediscover the 10 Commandments and the Beatitudes. His suggestion was simple. If you follow Christ, you understand that trampling upon the person's dignity is a serious sin. As Pope, he continued his path of renewal for the Church to care for the poor. He wrote 4 encyclicals, Lumen Fidei, on the theological virtues of faith, hope, and love, for the faithful to live their faith more fully. He wrote Laudato Si on our common home that God has entrusted to us, and to dialogue with all people about humanity's responsibility towards the care of the earth. He wrote Fratelli Tutti to address urgent social, political, and religious issues on a global scale, and to dream of a world where all people recognize themselves as brothers and sisters, leading all to greater solidarity and concern for the poor. Finally, he wrote Dilexit Nos to call humanity back to the spring of the love of Christ for all humanity. He wrote many other exhortations and apostolic letters and constitutions, courageously speaking about things that other leaders would not choose to talk about. He never gave up on appealing for brotherhood and peace in a world broken by self-interests and war. He never gave up on humanity because it was saved by Christ's incarnation. Thank you, Pope Francis, for reminding us that the Church is ever ancient, but also ever new. That the Church is ever ancient, but also ever new, calling us all to participate in the love and mercy of God, which is without limits. Thank you, Pope Francis, for showing us how to never give up on God and never give up on each other.
Ubutumwa